Okay. Hopefully it's not too loud. Hi everybody. Hi. We're doing something different tonight. We're gonna play South Scrimshaw Part 1. Cause uh, uh because Curious Archive made a video about it, and I really wanted to play it because I found out it was free on Steam, so you can go play it right now too. And it's very good. It's very good. I recommend it, but I haven't played it yet. Hi Thorn. Did you get the live notification? Um, Ads? Okay. But yeah, so South Scrimshaw, I don't know if I want to talk about it too much, because I don't want to spoil anything. Um, Hi Thorn, have you heard of this before? We're playing, thank you for being here, and congrats on being first, by the way. Thank you. And how's the volume? Can you hear it okay? There's just some background static and some atmospheric music. But hope it's not too loud, too quiet. But this isn't. I don't think this game is too involved. I think it's mostly a um, visual novel kind of deal. But yeah, I am very excited to play it. Okay. Alrighty. So we just get started then? Is the volume okay? Hopefully it's okay. Alright. Well. Do you do a full volume? Okay. I'll turn it up a little. I just don't want it to be too loud. I'll put it like right there. Is that any better? Because I don't want you to have to listen to it on full volume. Yeah? Okay. Excuse me. Yeah. Do you know anything about... Have you heard about this before, Thorn? Do you know what this is? What we're playing? I'm just curious. Because I think this kind of thing is better to go in blind. For some more Yu-Gi-Oh? What's today? Saturday? Okay. We can play Yu-Gi-Oh! Monday. I was just really excited to play this. Because I found out it was free. If this... I don't think this is too long. If this ends before we usually end stream, we'll play some Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, it shouldn't be too long. I think other streams... Fusion? We could play that too. I did look up on Twitch to see if anyone else has played this before, and there were a couple other streams. One was like an hour and a half, and one was like 2.5 hours. So I don't actually know how long this game is. So we'll find out. But if it doesn't go too long, we'll play Yu-Gi-Oh. We can do that. Alright. Let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, if you'd like to, after stream or whatever, this is free on Steam. I don't think it's too intensive, so you could probably play it on a potato, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, it should be a good time. We'll see here. Alright, and this is part 1 of South Scrimshaw. Part 2, I think the creator said we won't see till at least January at the earliest, so... Alright, but we haven't started yet, Torn. Okay. H to hide text, left click or spacebar to advance when you see this icon. Okay. South Scrimshaw is a linear read, but there are information tangents to explore. Text of different color can be clicked to learn more about a subject. Well, there are known egg-laying mammals, none of them are whales. Example. Okay. In recent years, the sea bunny is most defined by Will Voynich's cartoons. The Law, 3rd edition. Legal counsel, Snopalope. Okay. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places, events, and most of the science are either the products of the author's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Thank you. Studio Mongoose, the Corporation for Earth Media. This is an official message of the provisional authority of your jurisdiction. Removal or alteration of this message is a violation of 12 PS Code 117, substituting this placard to any other work for the purpose of conveying or in a manner. Alright, whatever. The Corporation for Earth Media.
The Corporation for Earth Media is proud to present this educational program. Produced in conjunction with the frontier scientists, engineers, and artists of the Kronos 7 expedition. South Scrimshaw is made possible through the support of viewers like you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Chapter 1. Birth.
Hot sunlight shines through the veined membrane of an aquatic egg. It was once carried in deeper, cooler waters of a more northern latitude. Now it bobs freely in a subtropical shallow. The consciousness dawning inside is prodded alert in discomfort.
Ads? Okay, I'll wait. Stupid ads. Why is... You just got an ad, like 5 minutes ago. Why is it giving you another one? That's annoying. Back? Okay.
It is a male whale calf, stirring with a newfound awareness of body. This pod has held him for 17 months, nurtured his development from a single fertilized cell. Now it can no longer support his life. The inflow of nutrients and oxygenated blood has ceased. A once comfortable cradle now pinches at his enlarged form. Pushed onto his own faculty, a suffocating urge to thrash wells up inside him. Yet he hesitates. A song booms from the world outside. The powerful low frequency vibrates through his whole body. With the certainty of deep imprinting, the calf knows who is calling. It is his mother. She is on the other side. He must join her. The shell containing him is now only a brittle husk, swollen with waste material and straining at the seams. Clumsy first movements form the start of the calf's motor awareness. The egg is evolved to rupture open along a central seam. A few thin cartilage bands are all that retain him. One more forceful effort and he will escape.
Excuse me. The Corporation of Earth Media presents a Studio Mongoose production. South Scrimshaw.
Technically speaking, the whale didn't hatch from an egg. Egg is something of a misnomer. While there are known egg-laying mammals, none of them are whales.
And we can click on this.
There are 4 extant species of egg-laying mammal. They are the platypus,
Echidna.
the echidna, the snorb,
What is that? The snorb.
and the ribbon snore.
A ribbon snore.
This
Cool.
whale species has a placental connection to the mother while developing. Birthing shell is the term currently favored in scientific journals when discussing this style of external womb. The outer cartilage folds backwards, shrinking the space inside and expelling the contents outwards, creating pressure against the inner membrane until it finally pops. The calf spills out into the open ocean. The world is a rush of sensory stimulation. The newborn is momentarily stunned limp. He comes to amid a dizzying flurry of life. Plants and protists tangle and snag his every movement. Small scavengers eagerly devour the cloud of waste. Plants unfurl and retract in almost animalistic locomotion. Foliage clings to the calf from above. He swims deeper to escape.
Yeah.
His mother's song reassures him once again, but she is still nowhere in sight. Sponges, wharf biters, crustaceans and corals dangle from the plants like ornaments. Something solid grabs from below. His descent is halted. He's being lifted back towards the surface. The calf breaches, filling his lungs with their first breath of air. This is the breeding ground of his species. At the year's peak, this wide expanse fills with whales. But today our calf finds the surface empty, except for a very odd clump of plants. The calf does not know what to make of it. Equally disturbed and compelled, he stares transfixed. plants continue to tickle his body just below the water. A resident waterbug examines him with equal skepticism. Sudden movement atop the leafy mass catches his eye. It's all too frightening for the little one. He retreats back under the surface. His overpowering instinct is to nurse, but he cannot. His exhaustion mounts and fear seizes him. He is lost. And as if sensing his weakness, tendrils begin to grasp at him. A vine lassos his fluke. There is no escape. In a final burst of strength, the calf fights, thrashing, tearing, and uprooting his attackers. A scent of blood enters the water. His mother cries a pained song to soothe him. The calf is hit with the sudden realization. The strange plants are not taking him away from his mother. The strange plant clod is his mother.
Cool. The Brillo whale. Chapter 2. Anatomy.
What evidence remained of this year's Brillo breeding season has long since been swept away. This sandbar has returned to its normal, pristine state, save for one unusual pile of rocks. This is a stone dog.
Stone dog.
Somewhat like a hermit crab, this animal lives in a portable shelter of foreign material. It grasps together a shell of scavenged of debris with its long limbs and secretes an adhesive mucus to hold it fast.
Secrets.
Stone dogs mostly rely on ambushing prey from a camouflaged position. Right now, this stone dog here is not the hunter, but the hunted. It is a woefully obvious attempt to hide, as the predator stalking it possesses one of the sharpest minds in the ocean. A quick check if the coast is clear. It isn't. Our whale calf wants to play, not eat. But from the stone dog's perspective, there's little difference. Since hatching, our calf has been a healthy and energetic specimen.
He's so cute.
Despite his late birth, no complications are detectable. If anything, his cognitive ability is showing swift advancement.
Well, that's why the ocean was empty, because he was born late. My brother. That's why the ocean was empty, because it's not because there weren't any other whales. They were whales. They already left. He was born late. That makes sense.
He is very fond of holding his fluke above the water surface. Scattered showers are currently moving through the area. The calf has been emerging frequently for visual inspection since the rain began. He seems very interested in the weather above. A long call reminds him not to stray too far. Brillows have surprisingly keen vision above the water. The calf is quickly able to spot his mother. This is the farthest distance he has travelled from her. It is more than twice that of yesterday. Today was quite an adventure. Now, reminded of his mother, all this bravery seems to evaporate. He is suddenly anxious to be at her side. He will bring her any interesting objects discovered while exploring. And boot it at her face. His mother is trying to rest off another bout of nausea. This play is a bit much. But these discomforts are trivial to the bond between mother and child. Our neural interface even shows a measurable relief in her symptoms during these interactions.
Aww.
The calf's carefree play is training for future hunts and the essential skills of survival, but it will be some time before he has to worry about earning meals on his own. His mother's long, prehensile udders reach him through the thorny bramble. The milk he nurses on is thick as yogurt. Calves subsist on this fat-rich diet for 2 years, building up an insulating layer of blubber, and the bands of spongy tissue for other organisms to burrow into. Here we arrive at what truly makes a Brillo whale such a remarkable specimen for study. Symbiosis of unrivaled complexity and variety. This female was initially selected for study due to her exquisitely beautiful exterior. The mammal is almost totally concealed within the undulating botanical mass. In cross-section, the distinction between whale and passenger is more visible.
That was bright.
Unlike the stone dog shown earlier, this is not simply an external attachment of foreign material. The Brillo whale has an intimate connection to thousands of other living creatures. The whale chooses from among a variety of partner species and offers real estate within designated regions of its body. An inner membrane draws the line between the welcome cohabitation space and the whale's vitals. This unusual arrangement raises several questions, the first of which we will address. What is the benefit of living on a whale?
Fair question.
To help us illustrate the principle, we will be assisted by a sea bunny, or sea bun, to use its more common nickname. While each species has its own unique adaptation to this niche lifestyle, we can create several broad categories of benefits such evolution aims to harness. Moving through water takes energy. It is far easier to travel great distance when someone else is doing the swimming.
Yeah.
Simply hitching a ride can be greatly beneficial. For example, one species of crab only lives on Brillo whales every other generation and uses whale transportation to greatly expand its range. Unless one is the apex predator, the threat of being eaten is an ever-present reality. If one lives as a potential meal, it is very important to be the least desirable, most difficult of meals. Finding alliance with a giant beast and living under its protection creates a very effective deterrence. It's always still possible to be eaten, but hunters now risk facing off with a leviathan. Some partnerships are more proactive. Certain shark, skates, rays and scarps have formed hunting partnership with the Brillos. They help find and catch quarry, then share in the feast. Pack hunting allows the Brillo to take down larger and different sorts of prey.
You wanna be a Brillo whale when you grow up?
The blood or waste of Brillo whales can also provide a source of nourishment. This not offered freely. Obviously, a Brillo whale cannot stand to be eaten alive. An Earth parallel is an oxpecker bird on a rhinoceros. The bird may drink a marginal amount of blood while it cleans off ticks. It's a fair trade for the rhinoceros, as the tick is the far greater threat. So too will a Brillo whale expend blood in a beneficial relationship. In several instances, living on a Brillo has evolved into part of an organism's life cycle, and the specific conditions regulated in a Brillo's body are required for a new generation.
Cool.
In some cases, this goes even further, with the biology of the two species becoming so enmeshed it is unclear where one ends and the other begins. But these instances are rare. Our research team is very interested if these extreme cases represent a functioning system, or the pathological eventuality to such complicated arrangements. All of these riders taking in small amounts adds up to a great expense for the host. This prompts the obvious next question. What does the whale stand to benefit from this arrangement?
Right.
This is more complicated to respond to. There seems to be as many answers as there are Brillo whales, as there is spectacular variety among Brillos. For now, let us approach the answer with specific examples from this mother. The most prominent feature along her body is the wide variety of photosynthesizing organisms. The whale is, of course, not an autotroph producing her own energy from sunlight, but the specialized sea flora pays rent by sharing some of their sugars into her blood. When light is low, roots ferment, and alcohol is also created as a byproduct.
Thank you, Thorn. Thank you for the lurk. I will.
Certain plants near her head also act as fishing lures, drawing food to her maw. While she may occasionally swim deeper, a partially plant-subsidized life has locked her within the photic zone, the upper aquatic layer where enough sunlight can sustain the leaves. Adult Brillo behavior and biology is often dramatically influenced by their symbiotic arrangement. Here we see a blood trilobite. This is not an invited guest. A long needle-like proboscis pushes down and taps a vein.
A trilobite? Cool.
Drinking in great volume and offering nothing in return, it is a true parasite. This is a job for the vellum worm. Vellum worms fill their stomachs by grooming Brillos of unwanted visitors. It is currently hypothesized that vellum worms distinguish the welcome from the attackers through smell and taste. Parasites have all been found to have elevated amounts of a bile-like Brillo waste inside them. This mother Brillo also has to worry about creatures browsing her lovely plants. Herbivorous fish attempt frequent raids on the leafy goods. This one is alone and quite oblivious. The vellum worm packs a powerful punch for larger animals. A neurotoxin-filled barb is shot into the fish's heart. It can only manage a faint muscle spasm before the venom completes its work.
Oof.
The Brillo whale's strategy is called a symbiotic garden. It is an intentionally cultivated arrangement and a precarious balance of mutual reliance. When successfully maintained, the host becomes a morass of life. It is usually defended from attack. It can sometimes acquire energy in novel ways, and occasionally it is able to invade new niche ecosystems. The universal downside experienced by all Brillos is that more complexity creates more points for failure. An adult Brillo's life is dominated by the struggle to groom a semblance of order into increasingly overgrown flanks. To a simple calf, these adult problems have yet to enter his mind. Today he has found his mother's leaves serve as fun streamers to play with. She finally scolds him. She is too unwell to tolerate any more roughhousing. He doesn't quite understand, but he has other diversions. primarily drinking more of her milk. Given the complexity of Brillo anatomy, even small health problems can swiftly spiral out of control. This female experienced complications while giving birth. There is the potential for the situation to worsen. A thorned branch has become ingrown, puncturing through both the layer of protective outer muscle and the cuticle barrier. This had begun prior to calving, but her contractions to extend the womb also caused the plant shard to stab deeper. The spikes are now in contact with her intestines. Fortunately, there is no puncture yet. The site is inflamed and white blood cells flood the area. The immune system unmistakably identifies this as an injury. We can witness her stiff reluctance to move and read a jolt in brain activity when she's jostled. It must be greatly painful. The greatest danger right now is a tear of the intestines, which would certainly be fatal. There is reason to hope. Our scans also reveal that she has recovered from a similar injury in the past. Perhaps Brillos regularly endure such ghastly wounds. Perhaps it was the safety of the Brillo herd which afforded her enough time to convalesce. Certainly her odds of survival will be boosted greatly if she is able to make the long swim back. For now, she is still well enough to care for her newborn, though doing so must be exhausting. Judging by several physical indicators, this is most likely her first calf. Those Brillos who manage their gardens well can be extremely long-lived. Females can give birth as many as 8 times.
Yeah.
If the calf survives, one day he too might also cast his genes forward, his own minute fingerprint on the future's shape. Regardless of whatever metric of success we observers of an outside species might apply, his life will be led by the means it was forged in the crucible of natural selection. But, for now, a rare moment of shelter.
Chapter 3. Departing.
This is a simplified map of the local ocean topography. The deep blue represents a fault line, the planetary scar where 2 tectonic plates meet. As with Earth, this land is...
I pressed the button on accident.
The planet-shaping force of subduction pushed ground up above the sea.
There's Charteris
Creating what is now named the Chartreuse Archipelago. The island chain runs for about 870 kilometers, drawing a ragged line away from the continent. These names were given by an early survey team assessing the grounds for a harbor or research outpost. The body of water created between the Scrimshaw Islands is known as the Thalo Bay.
Thalo Bay.
The large inlet is exactly what a Brillo whale breeding ground requires. Outside of that season, the whales live elsewhere. Usually they are found at coral reefs and areas more productive with food. Brillos require a very high-calorie diet. We now find our whales here, at the border to the Great Vathis Ocean. It is a bright day in early autumn. An unseasonable cold front chills the air. Below the surface, we find our mother bracing for the journey. Judging by her mobility, her health has much improved. The delay is likely not related to her recovering wounds. The distance between the Tharlo Bay and the southern reef is inhabited by many large predators. Many brillo calves are taken in these waters. Her loud songs are searching for another brillo's response. She has been making these calls since before dawn. She does not want to make this journey alone. The calf returns with a fresh lungful of oxygen. And quickly retreats back to the bramble under his mother. For once, he does not need to be told to stay close. Undoubtedly, he can also read the change in his mother's behavior. And the unfamiliar place ahead is deeper and colder. Faintly at first, a new sound reaches them. His mother startles. They both listen. It's another whale.
Oh.
A brillo whale, and it is getting nearer. Our mother booms a reply back. The calf's curious nature starts to show itself again. He has yet to meet a brillo besides his mother. There, he spots something. A large body begins to emerge from the hazy distance. It continues to approach, but the calf still can't quite understand what he's looking at. The calf's curiosity morphs into discomfort the closer it gets. Discomfort turns into outright alarm. He pleads to his mother in distress. She rebukes him in reply, as if to say, "Don't be rude to the new neighbors." One cannot blame him for his confusion. This brillo whale's appearance was shaped to be deceptive.
That's cool.
It is a beautiful and ghastly example of mimicry. The way the jaws gently undulate is startlingly believable. The grim exterior is the work of an important symbiotic partner. The weaver lobe. These prodigious builders turn their colonies into terrifying scarecrows. Water is channeled through the layered construction, swelling and emptying various pockets, creating animal-like locomotion.
Cool.
Our resident weaverlobe expert insists that the beastly facade before us here should have taken many decades to complete. It also seems unlikely that it was built from scratch on the whale's back. Perhaps if weaverlobes are able to relocate such structures, an established colony was simply carried on to the brillo's back. Such a fearsome appearance does much to ward off predators. The reversed head may also help to confuse prey. We do not know why she was left behind, but this brillo is a valuable addition to the ocean crossing. She too is a mother, looking to deliver her child to safety. It seems that all brillo calves are quite shy around new acquaintances. Our calf growls to himself. Scoldings are unlikely to budge his unwelcoming attitude, nor will the surprise of additional friends. The calf was so distracted by what was in front of him that he failed to notice what was swimming up from behind. She's something like a faceless stone golem. The exterior is more bizarre than menacing.
That's cool.
It might serve as some kind of armor, but our crew is at a loss to describe it on first sight. Like our Brillo mother, this whale may also have some kind of internal injury. She is only able to produce short, abrupt honks instead of complex songs. She is also a mother. Regardless of what benefit her exterior provides, her presence alone will help contribute to a safe crossing. Flanked by these strangers, our calf seems very disturbed. New experiences may be uncomfortable now, but they will lead him to understand the Brillo way. His mother jolts him forward with a shove of her branches. It is unlikely that more companions will show up, and there is no time left to delay. All following her lead, the 6 whales head out into the ocean to find their lost herd.
Cool.
The pod is now 57 kilometers from the Great Southern Reef. This is the final leg of their journey, and their path crosses over a wide abyssal trench. The parent whales set the pace at a rigorous 6 kilometers an hour. They swim in a typical defensive formation, though with only 3 adults, it is not possible to fully encircle the youths. The trek has been arduous for our little calf, but he has endured it with admirable stoicism. Slowing down is not an option. He is able to sense this himself. Something large has been following the whales. It first appeared in the early afternoon and has maintained the same steady distance ever since. Hours passed and the mysterious animal failed to approach or make any concerning moves. The calf's fear of the unknown was slowly overtaken again by interest in his new Brillo companions.
Excuse me.
The stony-skinned mother whale and her calf now swim to his left flank. This calf was whining earlier, but seems to have calmed. The stony mother's outer surface has slowly morphed shape throughout the day, greatly reducing in size. It is as if the exterior nodules are deflating. What mechanism triggers this change or how they shrink, we do not know.
Cool.
Overall, she is slightly more streamlined in form than earlier. Perhaps she can intentionally contract her shell for extra mobility. Our calf doesn't know what to make of her either. Below him swim the mimic mother whale and her calf, along with one of our semi-autonomous light drones.
Oh. What is that on his back?
Swimming upside down is the most uncomfortable spot for a Brillo, and the mimic mother refused to take her turn until minutes ago. Her stubbornness may not be entirely unreasonable. While upside down, her disguise as a wide-jawed monster appears to fall apart. The illusion of a toothy beast is currently broken. Our calf gets a reassuring hum from his mother. This always seems to quell his unease. He is safe within her nest of thorns. He must focus on swimming. But it's hard to ignore that ominous thing in the distance. This is a penumbra shark. It is the fastest marine animal on the planet.
Each.
For the penumbra, 6 kilometers an hour is a leisurely pace. It could comfortably stalk the whales days on end. An apex hunter, patient with experience, it will preserve all possible energy for an opportune strike. Very much like a sailfish, penumbra sharks have a large dorsal fin along their back. This is kept retracted until the moment of attack.
Uh-oh.
With several flicks of the tail, it vanishes from sight. Panic overtakes the whales and the defensive formation immediately breaks apart. Our calf looks down. The mimic mother has abandoned her post.
Uh-oh.
Nothing stands between our calf and the open abyss below.
Well,
The fight or flight reaction is as intense as it is instantaneous. A full threat alarm floods from the hypothalamus, shooting through every nerve and chemical pathway. Adrenaline pumps into the blood. The perception of time dilates. Details of the world suddenly stand out with vivid intensity, even in this low light. 2 rows of white teeth are searingly clear.
well, the bottom teeth are different.
The calf finds his own fins now move in slow motion too. Seawater suddenly feels solid, suspending him in place. Trapped in harm's way, he can only watch the events unfold, until a tremble runs through the thorns surrounding him. The mother's branches are held under tension and can be released with the force of a catapult. She flexes, cords snap, and in an instant the calf is swaddled in protective barbs and makeshift spears.
Ooh.
The shark senses the change and shifts the attack direction to the stone mother's calf, who is exposed and helpless. Our calf momentarily loses consciousness, but the barbed vines around him act as a net. His mother whisks him away with her. As our calf comes to again, he finds an awful scent filling the water. He looks back to see what happened to his travel companion. The sight horrifies. It is the reality of predation from the perspective of the prey. Because of his mother, our calf is the survivor, and not the cautionary example for others to learn from. Less than 20 kilometers remain until the reef and the safety of their Brillo herd.
Oh, they were so close.
The mimic mother races ahead, leaving the weaker whales to their fate. The stone mother lags behind. Her movements are confused. She is still in a state of shock over the death of her child. Our calf struggles to follow. It is much harder to swim outside of a larger whale's slipstream. And his mother is falling far behind again. He races back to be by her side. The calf has been running ahead of her sight and then returning. The back and forth seem to coax his mother a little further each time. But now her strength has failed. She cannot even lift her fins in response.
Oh no.
Her old wounds were opened by the physical exertion to save her child's life.
No.
She will not recover. He whistles the familiar call to play. There is no more response. She has finally slipped from consciousness. She cannot remain with her calf any longer. He continues to press for a reaction. Desperation compounds the grief. At this age, calves are completely dependent on a mother's milk and protection. With nowhere to go, the calf remains at her side. The research team witnesses the mother's final pulses of electrical activity fade and extinguish. There is a long pause. 2 researchers start a heated discussion on the ethics of intervention. But before any consensus is reached, The argument is interrupted by a low rumble over the hydrophone. The Stone Mother never left the area. She watches our calf from a distance. A new day begins to dawn over the coral reef. Brillo whales start to stir from slumber. Together, the Stone Mother and our calf have arrived safely.
Aww.
Though physically and emotionally depleted, neither has found any sleep. The calf gorges on milk, famished from the previous day's ordeal. This adoption in the wild may be extraordinary to witness happen, but acts of apparent generosity have not been an uncommon sight to anyone following this intensely social species. The Stone Mother's exterior appears to now be fully deflated. We can see a more familiar shape underneath. It's the outline of a young female whale, quite small in size for an adult specimen. She has saved our calf from certain death. Perhaps our calf is helping her continue on too. The young whale finally slumbers.
She is small.
It is good that he takes the moment to recover while he can. He will need the rest. In the morning, he will awaken to an overwhelming new world.
Chapter 4. Patterns.
The miracle of Brillos is not that other creatures can live inside the whales. This sort of arrangement is not uncommon. You, the viewing audience, have countless residents inside your own body.
An adult human is composed of approximately 30 trillion cells.
That's a lot.
An estimated additional 39 trillion microbial cells, bacteria, viruses and fungi live on and in the average person's body. Medical science has long understood the importance of the microorganisms within us and the role they play in good health. Interplanetary travel has elevated this research to the forefront of medicine. Alien atmospheres are a soup of microorganisms that Earth-raised animals have never encountered before. To the globe-hopping human, the radical change of biome is first felt in the gut.
In the
Known
gut.
as planetary dysbiosis, arrival sickness, or simply the drags, all off-world-born humans experience an immobilizing nausea soon after entering the new atmosphere. Even with the year-long acclimation program one undergoes in low orbit, the drags cannot be eliminated.
Thank you. I will.
Arrival procedure for all travellers includes a period of convalescence at Mercy Star Hospital. Dysbiosis symptoms last anywhere from 14 days to 6 weeks. The worst documented cases persisted for over a year and required intensive care.
Ow.
Pictured, limnologist and ranger first class Maria Ukichiro. Her 25-day recovery is documented as routine. In a message to Kronos Earth Branch cadets, RFC Ukichiro warns, "The initial headaches are too intense to get up and go to the bathroom. In the beginning, you'll mostly suffer on a bedpan.
Bedpan.
When food isn't coming up or out, you're forcing down a prescribed diet heavy in probiotics. I do mean forcing. The doctors require you to eat certain amounts every day, no matter how nauseated it makes you. Don't think that the kind nurses will let you skip meals either. Your spoon or their tube. Only thing you get to decide. The cuisine here is dominated by fermented and preserved foods. You can blame the past shortage of home refrigeration, state of the grid, whatever. Point is, when you inevitably smell yogurt or sauerkraut later, you'll feel violently ill and want to die. Every off-worlder goes through that. You'll get over it. See you soon, rookies.
Wow. I would never have thought of that.
The miracle of Brillo whales is their ability to pick and choose their occupants. Our whale will now begin this process of selection. Providing a backdrop for the next chapter is another amazing marine animal whose colorful anatomy can construct whole ecosystems. Our Earth audience will find it a familiar species. It is the reef-building coral. A bikini fish gently picks her way along a mountainous path of calcium carbonate exoskeletons. It's her daily prowl for food, and something tasty has her attention. Plump, bite-sized greebles are entrenched in the nooks below.
Greebles.
It'll take her quite a bit of work to pry them out. As the bikini calculates the best approach of attack, her preparations are interrupted. She joins the other fish fleeing for their lives. A higher caste of the food chain steals the scene. It's a spotted barnacle claw.
Barnacle claw? Goodbye, Greebles.
One powerful yank extracts the entire colony hiding below. The host Brillo whale groans with dissatisfaction. This isn't a meal fit for a leviathan.
Whoa.
They will continue browsing for something more substantial. Our whale watches the drama unfold from a safe distance, somewhat perplexed. In the 6 years since we last rejoined him, the Great Reef has not run short of new surprises.
It's been 6 years?
From near and far, one can hear the calls of unknown Brillos bounding off these cavernous walls. At least he still has someone familiar to rely on. His adoptive mother is usually out of sight, but never too far away. She has changed quite a great deal since we last saw her. Perhaps in response to the penumbra shark attack, she has undergone a zealous application of eye spots to her figure. While not as outwardly apparent, our young whale's body has undergone an even more radical change. His skin layers and immune system have fully developed and are ready to host other species. This dermatological puberty is the crossroad.
Cool.
He must decide what sort of Brillo he will become. How does a young whale make such a crucial decision? The choices are overwhelming, the combinations are infinite, and mistakes are fatal. One way to ensure future success is to replicate past success. Brillo youths find a welcoming adult and attempt to fashion themselves in their likeness. The older whale assists with offerings of seeds, eggs, larvae, and other materials needed to begin the garden. The younger whale remains close for the years after, learning new behavior from the adult. Not every option available to a young whale is desirable.
Whoa.
This old-timer is welcoming, but our whale is visibly uncomfortable. It isn't hard to imagine why, but on the other hand, another young Brillo might happily accept this body plan. What shapes such individual preference? Realistically, there are far too many influences to chart, but from our limited data, there is one factor that stands out. We estimate that half of Brillos choose to replicate their own mothers.
Wow.
Our whale displays this preference towards his biological mother. These ribbon plants are the same variety she once wore. Our calf returns here every day. But it is no use. This Brillo whale is deceased. Nothing but a cleaned skeleton remains beneath the foliage. While it is interesting that the garden can partially survive on, none of it can be transferred without the living adult to help. Our whale must find comfort in the familiar scent and touch. However, time spent on what he cannot have is time wasted. Waiting too long to start a garden could bring other health complications. He will have to move on. Our whale goes on a search for another plant-based Brillo. For reasons unknown, such Brillos are conspicuously absent this season. It seems as if anything resembling his mother has migrated elsewhere. One single exception is discovered. And he is a spectacular example of aquatic foliage. The shaggy coat is as full and beautiful as the late mother's. But not all Brillos are welcoming. Day after day, he tries to draw the adult into play, and day after day receives the cold shoulder. The adult flatly refuses to acknowledge his existence.
Oof.
This male has tunnel vision on the single purpose of mating. Babysitting is not on the agenda. We watch an attempt to woo a female fail pitifully. She is clearly put off by his little sidekick.
Oh, she's right in the background right there.
Tugging roughly on his leaves. Days of pent-up agitation are suddenly unloaded. Our whale is chased off at the point of a skewer. It may feel like a painful sacrifice, but a plant body is not an option. There's a dizzying amount of other choices remaining, and one of them will have to do. Another morning dawns. The nocturnal animals have returned to slumber, and the frantic energy of diurnal animals resumes. For our researchers, every day following the whale is a journey into an uncharted wilderness. Only a small fraction of the species here have been recorded.
Oh.
And there is so much inexplicable behavior to document.
What just happened? There's a squid, a lobster with a really pointy nose, a shark, a fish, an eel, a crab, a seahorse, an octopus, and a bird.
Recent discoveries have centered on the varieties of coral present. The reef itself is now understood to be a multi-layered structure.
That eel has arms.
Progress and knowledge march forward through tireless work, but we often share in our young whale's bewilderment. Who is this?
That? Look at his little face.
What is on his head? What is going on? We do not know. Our whale runs away, and we simply follow.
Wow.
One afternoon, it seems our young whale's persistent searching has been rewarded.
It looked cool, though.
A loud song heralds him from the distance. A Brillo hunting party returns. Their high spirits means that all had a good kill. The group's leader is calling to our whale. Our youth remains in place but allows the adult to approach. These whales are sophisticated pack hunters. The chowper, a stupid but friendly shark, totally accepts the Brillos as their own.
Chowper.
Compared to the painful transmogrification other Brillos endure, this silky costume is minimally invasive and provides maximum returns. And it's a plant.
Oh, it's a plant.
This successful symbiosis strategy is limited only by the pack's willingness to share it with others. An open invitation from the leader is a golden opportunity. Something isn't right. Our whale is fixated on the chowper. is a tragedy that our whale seems unable to tolerate sharks of any kind. He flees. Over the weeks, we observe our subject whale becoming increasingly distressed. It is critical he suppress unpleasant feelings and adopt a symbiosis plan. A Brillo whale cannot survive unplanted. He can perceive himself failing to integrate, of course, but the building internal agitation is not a force that will help him adapt better. Autumn draws to a close. Several new varieties of Brillo begin to arrive from colder latitudes. These are mostly hunter archetypes who can live a life less dependent on the reef's concentrated bounty. A camouflaged whale waits for prey to swim near.
Whoa.
This kind of strategy requires a good deal of patience. Our whale, sensing the hunter, swims wide. The camo whale politely hails him. Other Brillo whales aren't the target of his trap. Our whale replies with mistrust and leaves. Something is wrong. Our whale's once irrepressible curiosity has grown increasingly muted. Even wonders like bioluminescence provokes no reaction.
Those fish are cool.
These lamplighter fish are practicing their jousting in preparation for the annual mating competition. The event is soon. It's only a one-night affair, and they will all die immediately afterwards. We think it would be quite the enriching spectacle. But the fish seem to be of no interest. Our research objectives all involve how a planted Brillo changes gene expression throughout its life. An unplanted whale is no use to us. There is a fear that our biometric implants have been invested on a losing whale. But before we can discuss contingency plans, our Brillo finally begins to break bad habits. This unknown youth has snagged a lamplighter and presents it now to our whale. Perhaps he was enthused to share his catch and our whale happened to be closest. Brillo interactions can be opaque, but these two have clearly hit it off. For once, our whale does not withdraw. He is proactively engaging instead of passively responding. It's a much welcome scene, but it begs the question, what changed? What external factors could have contributed to a more outgoing posture? Did our cameras miss a life-changing event? Does this stranger seem less threatening than all the others? It is true that our whale, having been born outside the herd, has consistently lacked peer contact his own age.
True.
Young Brillos cannot transmit garden organisms between each other, so the interaction here probably feels less fraught than it might with an adult, who could permanently dose him with life-altering symbiosis.
Whoa.
We hypothesize that juvenile Brillo association is a necessary prior step to adult interaction. Regardless of how correct this assertion is, it successfully buys our study additional time. The two whales spend the rest of the day playing and are still chasing fish together when we leave them.
Cool.
Night falls. But our whale is not asleep. GPS coordinates show he is swimming somewhere. As his aberrant behavior is still under scrutiny, the team moves to investigate. A spotlight is aimed overboard. We discover more than just our whale. He is traveling with a pod of other youths. They all sing with curiosity at the sudden lights shining from above. We cut the power to avoid further disturbance. It's soon clear where the Brillos are headed. The first glimmers of action appear in the near distance. The night of the lamplighter fish has begun.
Cool.
The ocean starts to
pretty.
flash brilliantly as males battle for the attention of females. The weak are pierced open, spilling bioluminescence into the water. They shine with complete indifference to predators attacking. Known as predator satiation, there are simply too many to all be eaten. His belly full of glowing fish bits, our whale watches the show reach its climax. It seems like he'll be up all night with the others. Confident in his safety, we recall our camera drones to finish their scheduled recharge.
Cool. That was cool. I just keep saying cool because it's cool.
By blocking wave activity, the barrier reef creates a wide lagoon behind it. The placid water stretches for several kilometers before being overtaken by a mangrove forest. Parts are so shallow that they become exposed to air at low tide. At high tide, other areas are deep enough for a troublesome young whale to get lost in. His friends weren't adventurous enough to follow him today. And for good reason, as our whale realizes once the water level starts to drop again.
Uh-oh.
There's no time to play with the locals. The outgoing seawater feeds to several deep channels. Whisked through the trenches, our whale rides the rip current to safety, with no control over where it's taking him. After a lengthy ride, he is spat out far from where he began. This is the end of the Great Reef. It's exposed and dangerous territory, but our whale can't help himself from having a look around. There's a sudden realization that he's being watched. Something is stirring within the cave behind him. It's another Brillo whale.
Oh.
Our whale approaches, but there is no friendly greeting. This isolated loner is an exile from the herd. Banishment is reserved for excessive violence against fellow Brillos. Most likely it was a mating joust that escalated to fatal combat. A deteriorated mental state from years of isolation is what has made him truly dangerous. Our Brillo can understand that a noiseless approach signals an attack. He whistles another greeting. It's met with an oppressive silence. The crown of a shark's jaw attests to this whale's staggering strength. But his secret weapon lies inside the crow's nest atop his hardened armor.
What is it?
The Vorpix octopus wakes when it senses a kill is imminent. He serves the role of a hunting partner who swims in advance. Usually it latches over the eyes of prey and attacks with its serrated beak.
Oh.
But when prey is so pitifully weak, he prefers to spectate. Our whale is far from being scared. He's experiencing a whole other emotion. He knows. This was unexpected. Abandoning caution, the calf sings and plays like he's found a new friend. He goes in for a nuzzle and the harsh exterior cracks. How long has it been since the old-timer experienced any warmth of companionship? Maybe having a little apprentice killer won't be so bad. He grunts, struggling to remember a song that isn't also a threat. This isn't the scene of bloodshed that the octopus wanted. It seems he's witnessed this cycle once before, as he knows what must be done. Vorpix presents our whale with a living piece of the armor plating. A quick feel for the soft spot. And the deed is done. When the young whale wakes up, the implant will already have sprouted roots to hold firmly fixed in his skin. With this major milestone now documented, the mobile lab departs and will not rejoin the whale again until his adulthood. Implants will continue to transmit information about his physical development for a 20-year remote observation period.
20 years?
This also ends the documentary team's access to the whale and concludes the first phase of our project. For us, raw data is far less compelling than first-hand observation of his body being reconstructed. 20 years is a long time for impatient humans to wait. When we do meet our whale again, it is hard to guess now what we might find. All the changes he experiences over 2 decades will be witnessed in a single moment. It should be nothing short of a complete metamorphosis.
This concludes South Scrimshaw Part 1. Please keep designated channels open for the transmission of Part 2.
That's it. Written and illustrated by Nathan O'Marsh. Sounds from screensound.org. That's a lot of sounds. Dog eating neck of goose, chewing breaking bones by Netpunk. Eel fishing 2, 5 beeps. Frozen celery breaking. Cool. That's a lot of sounds. Special thanks to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the National Park Service for their public domain recordings. In development, voice narration and speech synthesized using tools by 11 Labs. Thank you. This visual novel contains stock music provided by lots of people. Additional music by Edward Bursch. Thanks. Well, that was cool. Alright. Shall we play some Yu-Gi-Oh? That was cool. Very, very neat. I like this kind of stuff. It's exciting. But if I recall, I think in one of the Steam reviews, someone mentioned that the creator said that we won't get part 2 till at earliest January. So it's gonna be a good while before we get part 2. But I am excited. Very, very excited. Excuse me. All right. Where is Yu-Gi-Oh? It is. Oh, it's probably got an update, huh? Bum, 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 bum. Alright. Oh, is it already done? I need to go to the bathroom. Oh, I need to change the game. Okay. Uh. All right. Okay. I got to go to the bathroom, so let me pull up the dashboard. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'm gonna just run an ad and go to the bathroom. So I will be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back. I am back. Alright, I don't know if you're still here, Thorn, but we're gonna play some Master Duel. Let's see. Got some missions. See if are those some sleeves? Log in 1 account per day. Okay. Neat. How many gems do we have? Protector. Icon. Oh, for summer. Okay. special. What is this? To celebrate the WCS, we have prepared a bundle that includes 5 master packs and a variety of accessories themed on Legendary Dragon of White. Okay. Or there's for the Legendary Magician of Dark. Okay. About summon cut-in playback. You can view a card summon cut-in by pressing the playback button if applicable. Oh. Nibiru. Okay. Well, we should probably get one of these, right? I want the dragon. I want the dragon. See, we get an icon, some sleeves, this on the main menu, and for our profile. And we get this one. Those sleeves look pretty nice though. I mean, this one's pretty cool too. It is pretty cool. Alright, what are in these packs? Lots of stuff. Alright, well, should we do it? Or should I save my gems to get packs so we can build another deck? I don't know. Because, I mean, this is cool. And it comes with a bunch of stuff. I kind of want... let's do it. Let's do it. Can we get both? I can only get one right now. Yeah. Let's get it. Open. Lord British Space. What's this? Machine effect. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, activate one of these effects. This card can make a second attack in a row. Target one set card on the field. Destroy that target. Special summon one multi-token. Okay. Transcode Talker. I feel like this is good. I mean, this is super. 2+ effect monsters for this card is co-linked, and it's co-linked monsters. It's co-linked monsters gain 500 attack. Also, your opponent cannot target any of them with card effects. You can target one Link 3 or lower Cyber's Link monster in your graveyard except Transcode Talker. Special summon it to your zone this card points to. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect except Cyber's monsters. You can only use this effect of Transcode Talker once per turn. Okay. Genix Ally Duradark. So one face up attack position monster opponent controls with the same attribute as this card and destroy it. Attribute. Okay. Wait. This card cannot... No. This pops anything with the dark attribute? I feel like that's pretty good. Okay. We got Adamanceraptor Risen? Raptite? During your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can special summon one excavated rock monster in defense position. This is a rock monster? Okay. You can special summon one excavated rock monster. What does excavated mean? In defense position, and also place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. During your opponent's turn, if a wind monster is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. You can only use this effect if Adamancer, Risen, Raptide once per turn. Okay, so it is a rock monster, but its attribute is wind, so I don't know if we can use it in our fossil deck. In fact, I doubt we can. Seep, Omen of the Goatee. If a fish monster is banished, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. During the standby phase of the turn after this card was banished, another bear arrives. Hi, bear. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. You're very sleepy. I'm sleepy too. We played South Scrimshaw. We just finished that. It's free on Steam. I tell you stuff about it, but I recommend going in blind. It's worth it. It's a very short experience, like an hour, like a little over an hour, is how fast I got through it. But I don't think I did everything. But yeah, it's good. Yep. South Scrimshaw Part 1. Very good. I recommend it. But we're playing Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Thorn is lurking. All right. It's a good time. It is like a visual novel kind of thing. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And right now we're opening some packs. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist. Ooh, it's an Odd-Eyes monster. It does not like the word fisting. Hi, Caboose the Goose. How are you? I'm doing all right. We're just playing some. This is Master Duel, not Duel. I almost said Duel Links. Yeah, we're playing some Yu-Gi-Oh. I am not very good at this game. I'm just opening some packs because I got the legendary Dragon of White or whatever. A little hungover from last night. I hope it passes pretty soon. It doesn't sound like fun. Okay, I'd rate this, but I think I'm too tired to comprehend anything. Duelists of the Roses from the PS2, which you loved and sucked at. I have a friend that got me into it in high school. Oh, little angel. Abyss Shark. Ghost Ogre. I remember hearing something about this. Some chicken nuggets so you're feeling good. You just played too much of this game? Oh. But I had a friend that got me into it when we were in high school. I would talk to a friend for a while. But he was like the only person I played Yu-Gi-Oh with. Is kind of good. Okay. I think I got into Yu-Gi-Oh before I met this person. I got the Pendulum starter deck from Walmart because I found it underneath the shelves when I was at Walmart with my dad once, and it was the Ultra Edition that comes with the playmat. It's like half a playmat. Thank you for the follow, Caboose. Thank you. Mwah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I only had that starter deck. It's the one that came with the bonus packs that either had dark hole or whatever it is, and the Odd Eyes Dragon, like the regular one that's not a pendulum monster. That's the only printing that Odd Eyes Dragon has ever had, and it's really weird. um, but yeah, so me and my brother split that deck in half, and then we played Yu-Gi-Oh with it. Um, yeah, I don't think it's very expensive. I kind of want to get it again, but that's how I got into Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I played Duel Links on my phone. I haven't played Duel Links in forever. I think I had a Valkyrie deck and a Watt deck. I think they're Watts. I don't. Yeah, I do like Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm just not very good at it. Mark up the rose. I have this card. And Trump Girl. Dark Paladin! I have a Dark Paladin card. So, the first Yu-Gi-Oh cards I used to play when I was a kid back then. Then my housemate and I was living with put me back into a Duel Links. Now I play TCG and Master Duel. You're just stuck streaming it. Yeah. So the first Yu-Gi-Oh cards I ever had, it was winter, and I think one of my neighborhood friends was walking to my house or something. I can't remember exactly, but we were walking. I think we were walking home from school, and we found like Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the gutter. Like they were frozen in the gutter because it was winter. So we were like, "Oh, cool, Yu-Gi-Oh cards!" And it was a bunch of like really older cards, like Nurse Lily, or the nurse with like the giant syringe, Sacred Crane. Yeah, just a bunch of random stuff that was kind of older, and there was a Dark Paladin card. It's not this printing. Let me go get it. 1 second. So I can't show it to you because my book, but look at it. But yeah, it's in terrible, awful condition. It is. It's first edition. I don't think it's worth much, even if it wasn't totally beat up. But it's. I can't even read the serial code. It's scratched up. MEC -105 is the set number. But it's the one with like a close up of his like a portrait, and there's the spell circle behind him. I don't know what it's from. I can't remember. But it is super beat up. I don't think it's worth anything. But yeah, it's just cool. Heraldic. Mayhem. Twin Photon Lizard. Oh. Discard special summon from a graveyard both of the fusion materials used for the fusion summon of this card. Okay, is that good? Doesn't seem very good. Re-X. If this card battles a monster in the extra monster zone, it gains 800 attack and defense during damage step only. Okay. I mean, it's 19 and a 4-star. Oops. Excuse me. Yeah, I got the thing. Now I need to go equip all that stuff. Excuse me. It's right here. Edit. Icon. Use that now. Wait. Go to this for the monster art. Cool. Neat. That's pretty cool. Okay, so last time I streamed this, I only did solo stuff and I struggled pretty hard. Which one was it? I think it was this one or this one. It was like super hard. It took me like 5 tries. It was no good. But so is that what is linker bell? You cannot link summon this card unless you have at least 3 more cards in your extra deck than your opponent. Huh. Okay. We're almost done. Okay, so I kind of want to do this as a refresher, and then we can do some actual duels for a little while. We're going first. Oh boy. Special summoning monsters. There are many monsters with effects that allow them to be special summoned once their conditions have been met, called special summon monsters. There are special summon monsters besides ritual fusion, synchro, Z's, and link monsters. If you want to special summon them from the graveyard through effects like that of Monster Reborn, they must have been correctly special summoned to the field before they were sent to the graveyard. Interesting. Okay. Many monsters have effects that allow them to be special summoned once their conditions have been met. Some monsters can only be special summoned when their conditions have been met and cannot be summoned in any other way. When you want to special summon a monster from the graveyard with a card like Monster Reborn, you need to pay attention. Currently, your hand does not have any monsters you can summon to the field. Activate card destruction to seek a way out of this predicament. Okay. You've drawn Monster Reborn. Now activate Monster Reborn and special summon a monster from the graveyard. Okay. Whatever this thing is. It's got a doll? Cursed Necrofear does not only have to be special summoned from its own effect, it can also be special summoned by card effects like Monster Reborn. Okay. The remaining 3 monsters can only be special summoned from the graveyard if they have previously been summoned by their own effects. Okay. Special summoning monsters is a very powerful tactic. Make sure you understand the conditions that need to be met before you try special summoning. Always keep in mind the conditions that need to be fulfilled as you battle your way to victory. One Destiny Port or one level 8 Fiend monster from it. Guess I should do that. Just send that. It's supposed to be just summoned from your hand by banishing 3 Fiend monsters from your graveyard. During the end phase of this, card is in your graveyard because it's destroyed in your monster zone. Sent there this turn. Target when face a monster your opponent controls, discard to that target. Oh, this goes. Okay. Contract. Right, that's Zorg. Well, we don't want take that because we want the guys in our graveyard. All 4 spirit message cards with different names are placed on your field. You win the duel. Once presenting your opponent's end phase, place 1 spirit message card from your hand or deck and your spell and trap zone face up. In the proper order of final. Alright, sure. We have an F. This card level 8. I don't think we want to. I think we want to keep this in our hand. Or field. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and end here. See if we can do this first try. Dark Necrofear. From your hand, we're banishing 3 fiend monsters. What? Oh. Sure. Oh. And we can special summon this somehow? We'll banish Zork. Oh, we have to banish all 3. Okay. Sure. Let's go ahead and set that. Go to battle. Wait, I think we wanted to attack. Yeah. Okay. Final. Alright. Well, we're not going to be able to do it. Oh well. Moon of the Dark Spirit. What does this do? It's supposed to be from your hand by banishing 1 dark monster from your graveyard. We don't have anyone in the graveyard. Summon it, because we don't have anything in the grave anyway. Stick tomato. Yeah, we want to break that. Okay. Winged Dragon of Ra. Curse Necrofear. Target 3 of your banished fiend monsters. Special summon this card. And if you do, shuffle those banished monsters into the deck. Okay. Sure. Mystic Tomato back. Okay. Oh no. Sure. Zoma the Spirit. If this card was destroyed by battle, inflict damage. Okay. Okay. Whoops. Oh well. Didn't mean to do that. Well, we would have beaten him if I didn't put that in defense position. GG. I think we got him. Sentence of Doom. What is this? Oh, okay. Just attack position. Arrow. Alright. Okay, cool. Victory! And we got... What did we get? Perform a pal bubble bow wow. Nice. I think I have this card. He's like a soap dispenser. Oh, because he can be special if he's special. Okay. It's just a practice duel? Oh, it's a pendulum summon duel. Okay. Do we just knock these out if they're just duels? Alright, these are duels too, aren't they? Yeah. Do we just knock these out? Let's knock them out. I don't know if I need those link bells or whatever they are. Star bells. Duel. Pendulum summoning from the extra deck. Pendulum monsters that were sent to the extra deck face up can also be special summoned by pendulum summoning. Monsters that are pendulum summoned from the extra deck are generally placed in the extra monster zones. But if you have a link monster on the field, you can pendulum summon a pendulum monster from the main monster zone to the main monster zone. That link monster's link arrow points to. Okay. So when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Pendulum was new. Yeah. When there was separate pendulum zones on the sides. One of its biggest advantages is that it allows the player to special summon multiple monsters from the hand. It also allows the player to special summon pendulum monsters that were added face up to the extra deck. Let's learn more about how to pendulum summon from the extra deck and win this duel. First, activate Pendulum Treasure. Add Odd-Eye's Pendulum Dragon from your deck to your extra deck. Face up. Okay. Activate. Pendulum. Activate Dragon Pulse Magician and Dragon Pit Magician as spell cards. Okay, so we want this guy here. And this guy here. So we can pendulum summon between levels 1 and 8. 2 pendulum monsters are on the left and right ends of your trap and spell card zones. Now we can pendulum summon monsters from your hand and extra deck. Pendulum summon. Cool. Face up attack position. So we'll put it right here. Monsters that are pendulum summoned from the extra deck generally go in the extra monster zone. However, by taking advantage of the link arrows on a link monster, you can also pendulum summon monsters from the extra deck to a main monster zone. Oh, okay. We will learn more about how to use link monsters in the next chapter. A unique feature of pendulum monsters is that they have 2 effects, their monster effect and their pendulum effect. Be conscious of them both as you battle your way to victory. What does this do? You can make this card become dragon type until the end of the turn. If this card battles a dragon type monster, this target. Okay. Sure. Oh, now we can X these. So you can pendulum summon this face-up card in your extra deck. If the card is the monster zone is destroyed, you can place it in your pendulum zone. Return. I don't think we want to do that. Pendulum 1 point. Okay. Perform a Pal Skullcrobat Joker. Remember correctly, this card is broken. Is or was broken. Is normal summon. You can own perform a Pal monster, magician, pendulum monster, or allies monster from your deck to your hand, except perform Pal Skull. Okay. Let's do that then. Activate the effect. And let's grab another allies. Pendulum summon. I'll get another dragon. Okay. Second attack. Monsters material against these effects. Alright. So this card can make 3 attacks during each battle phase this turn. Discard them. By battle, you can destroy as many cards in your pendulum zones as possible, minimum 1. And if you do, place this card in your pendulum zone. I mean, it does 3,000 damage. Sure. I don't have any link monsters though. Okay. For the battle. Swing at that. Go Skulker Bat. Okay. What are those cards he's got set? They're kind of scaring me here. Life. Oh, he's popping off. Oh, no, I can't swing a Skulker Bat. Okay. Turn change. Feather Duster. Nice. Let's do it. Oh, it's got a little animation. Neat. Okay. Extra deck or Penta monster from the graveyard. I'll just set that. I should have set that last turn. It's fine. Okay. Swing over there. Break that. We'll just end. I'm kind of glad I did this actually, because I had no idea how pendulums worked in this game. Psychic Magician. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can target one light monster on the field that face a monster has its effects negated. Sure. Alright. Didn't have an answer. Okay. Got him. Alright, should we just do the last one too? Get these, Puzzle Mino, drop and deleter. Or, oh, we can just receive that. Okay. Ancient tone with striking blue cup. Okay. Gate clear. Alright, let's just do it. It shouldn't take too long. Because I don't really know how Link monsters work either. Link summoning to a main monster zone. Link monsters are generally link summoned to the extra monster zones, but if you already have one on the field that is pointing to a main monster zone, you may summon another link monster to that zone. Okay. Gotcha. Link monster, right. Google Crest? Oof. Calls attention to how you can link summon 2 or more link monsters as you battle your way to victory. First, normal summon Draconet, and then use its effective special summon Bitron from your deck. Summon. Yes. Alright. Bitron. Stick it right there. Can special summon Link Spider. Hopefully that's alright. We put it here. Yeah. Okay. Activate the effective Link Spider and special summon 1 Protron from your hand. Get the Protron. Here, when your Link monster is pointing at to a main monster zone with its Link arrows, you can Link summon a Link monster to that main monster zone. A Link arrow of Link Spiders pointing to the main monster zone that Protron is in. Use Protron as a Link material to Link summon Link Karibo. Okay. You've successfully Link summoned a Link monster to a main monster zone. When you Link summon a Link monster to a main monster zone, you unlock the possibility of drawing out of other monsters' effects and summoning even more powerful Link monsters. Familiarize yourself with Link summoning conditions and the Link monsters in your extra deck as you battle your way to victory. Okay, what do we have? If your linked monster attacks defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Okay. 1 Cyberse monster in your graveyard. There's lots of them. Fireball Dragon. Okay. If you control a Cyberse monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon backup secretary once per turn this way. Sure. Oh wait. Oh, too late. We'll put it right there. What's this? Field destroy it. Just do special summon. We can get Firewall Dragon? Two plus monsters. Two plus monsters. 2 plus effect monsters. Let's use this material for... Okay. Good night, Bear. Talk soon? Okay. It is almost 10 p.m. But I will enjoy the rest of my day. Don't forget to brush your teeth and sleep well. Let's see. 3 monsters. I pulled this card. Yeah, let's get this one. And let's use Karibo. Okay. You can target one link 3 or lower Cyberus monster in your graveyard except Transco Talker special summon to your zone. This card points 2. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect except Cyberus monsters. Sure. Let's get Karibo back. And alright. Okay, we'll end our turn then. Oh, it's a Goki! Right? Didn't we fight these guys before or something? Goki the Master Ogre. Oh my goodness. Yes. What? Oh. Secretary, neither play can target monsters this card points to with card effects, and those monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay. Is he gonna get another one? Jeez. What's he doing? Goki the Great. Okay. Oh, I got a Harpy's Feather Duster. I think we're done, guys. I think that's it. We would have been fine, but that super mega Goki guy negated our Karibo's effect. So, yeah. Whatever. We've cleared it. Missions. Receive all. Swords of Revealing Light. What is that? Eldritch the Golden Lord. Fancy. Alright. Excuse me. Casual match. Duel with no effect or rank on level. Build an innovative deck and duke it out with your rivals. See. Yeah, we'll go with this. Alright, let's try this. See if I can remember how to use this deck. Using whether they go first or second. We're going second. Got the Dino Wrestlers still here. Why is that even in there? Did I thought I took it out. Envoy of Chaos. Master Soldier. Okay, what do we got? Fossil Fusion. I think I can use it. If this card is special summon, you can discard one card, and if you do, summon Fossil Fusion Monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. You send this card from the field to the graveyard, inflict 5 damage to your opponent. Then if Fossil Fusion is in your graveyard, you can... Alright. Well, it's the only one we got, so we'll just set it. And... guess we'll set all of Disruption. And we'll call it there. Card effective monster sent from your opponent's hand or deck to the graveyard. Defense position. So the face up, you can target alright. Right. Okay. Oh, he tributed for the Curse of Dragon. Dear May Cruiser. Summon gain 500 life points. Activate our Tyrmid Cruiser. This card from the field to the graveyard. Then a Fossil Fusion. I don't know if you've banished cards that is Fossil Fusion or mentions it. Or I could just summon Dino Wrestler. I'm gonna do that. Because I don't have a Fossil Fusion in the grave. I can Fossil Fusion now. What can we grab? Attack some monsters during each battle phase. Banish this card from your graveyard. 25. Okay. We'll grab this one. I'll use his monster. And we'll put it here. I forgot I have this. It's only here because it's a rock monster. Oh, they gave up? Okay. Okay. Well, we won, I guess. What is this? What's a type festival held? Angel and Fiend? DD Ghost. It's a little kitty. Okay. What is this? Types spells. Just one type or form an alliance consisting of two types. If you lose, don't hesitate to join. You can rent a deck if needed. Main deck and extra deck. Decks can only include fairy type and fiend type monsters. Well, what can we not use? Oh, okay. I thought they'd show us a list of stuff we can't use. Select deck. Bladed Creatures of Nightmare. Labyrinth. Infinite Machine Angel. Well, I kind of want to see if we can build a let's see. Type. We want beans and fairies? Yeah. Okay. Let's just look at. I like fiends. Let's look at fiends. What can we do? What we got? Selection of fiends here. What's this? DD Lilith. Lick. Male branch of the Burning Abyss. If you control a monster that is not a Burning Abyss monster, destroy this card. Oh, do I have any more Burning Abyss? Have Cagna. Which is summon this card with good and evil in the Burning Abyss. Okay. Let's clear it. I do have it. Must be ritual summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn, either player's turn, you can send one Burning Abyss monster from your hand to the graveyard. Target one face a monster your opponent controls until end of this turn. That target loses attack and defense equal to the attack and defense of the Burning Abyss monster sent to the graveyard this way. If this card was sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one card on the field, send it to the graveyard. Alright, so we have it and the ritual card. But we only have two other Burning Abyss monsters. So maybe not. What about fairies? Do I have a lot of fairies? Odious Diva. Dark Lord. Angel 01. Capricious Dark Lord. Do I have lots of Dark Lord cards? Cubic. 3 level 5 monsters. here. 2 level 4. Huh. Interesting. Okay. This is a fairy? You don't control Temple of the Kings. Destroy this card. Alright. What else we got in here? And I guess I can't. Oh, these are all the cards, fairy cards I don't have. Okay. And choose the 10,000. I don't. It seems like I don't have many dupes of fairy cards. Two. Okay. Well, I have all of these. Equipped Engineer. 2 level 3 monsters. That's not too hard to get out. 3 level 5 monsters. 3 level 4. 2 level 4. Okay. Gabrion the Time Lord. Oh, I have some of those. Agent of Creation. You may pay 100 life points. Also, one Mystical Shine Ball from your hand or deck. I don't think I have one of those. Angel of 7. This card is tribute summoned against the effect. Neither play can activate monster effects. Interesting. Shadal Construct. I think that's the only Shadal card I have. Mystical Shine Ball. I don't think I can do very much with these angels. I just be throwing stuff together. Flip during the end phases, turn destroy as many defensive and monsters your opponent controls as possible. You do? Okay. This. Oh, prediction. The art's kind of cute. Okay. What is this? Dark Lord? Right. Do I have any other Dark Lord cards? Just these 3. Okay, so I don't. Well, what if I trash that? Dark Lord Uprising. Okay, I don't think I can do that. So I think we'll be building a Fiend deck. Because I probably have way more Fiends than Fairies. What's this guy? Demise Agent of Armageddon. You can retro summon this card with Cycle of the World. This card's name becomes Demise, King of Armageddon, will in the hand or on the field. If this card is ritual summoned, destroy one face-up monster in the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one ritual monster you control. While it is face-up on your field, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your ritual monster's effects. Okay. I have this guy. So I have 2 ritual monsters. 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner monster. That's just a generic. Okay. Ghost Trick Dualahan. Okay. Intra. She went in for an white monster. Okay. Fabled Raven. It's preventing you can discard any number of cards, and if you do, this card gains 1 level and 400 attack for each discard card until the end of this turn. I don't know if I have enough Fiend monsters to build a competent deck either. I have a bunch of these, the Resonators. Oh, these are slightly different art. A synchro monster that used this card as synchro material gains 300 attack. Okay. I only have 1 copy. It can only be. I have this guy. This guy does cool stuff, doesn't it? It's written during your standby phase. Touch 1 material from this card if you cannot destroy it. This tech position card cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Your opponent cannot change target this attack position card with card effects. While this card is in face-up defense position, change all face-up monsters on the field to defense position. Also negate the activated effects of monsters that were in defense position when this effect is activated. Okay. Clock Resonator. Cannot be destroyed by other card effects. Well, I have a whole lot of Resonators. Like, a whole lot. I don't know if I can win duels with them. 4 level 3 dark monsters. Okay. Exarch of Dark World. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, if it was discarded from your hand to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, target one fiend monster on the field, special summon this card. Then a target, if any, gains 500 attack. I think I actually have this card. I don't think I have any other Evil Eye monsters, though. Stovey Torby. Okay. At the start of the damage step or by card effect sent to graveyard, you can special summon any Dust Storm monsters of your choice from your hand and or deck anywhere. Okay, I don't think I have any other Dust Dons. Got some Pendulums. Garbage Ogre. Add one Garbage Lord. Do I have a Garbage Lord? No. I do not have a Garbage Lord. Okay, 3 level 5 monsters. Okay. Dark Bishop Archfiend. Well. Two level 1 monsters. Okay. For each ghost trick card you control, once per turn effect, you can detach then target one face-up monster on the field. Have its attack until end of this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one other ghost trick card in your graveyard. I don't think I have any other ghost tricks though. Yep, I do not. But I mean, it can have someone's attack till end of turn. And it takes level 1 monsters. And I have barrier resonators. So free hand, but its attack becomes halved. Interesting. So then target one Dark Dragon Secret Monster in your graveyard. That doesn't help us, but it's got 1600 attack. Alright, do we have Cycle of the World? Do we have that card? I do not, so I can't even use this. Okay. That's a bummer. So, our choice is just shoving our deck full of Resonators. And summoning that Archfiend we've got. Because we have this Tuner, but it's level 7. We have these Ogres. Oh, Fright for Chimera. Do I have other Fright first? Nope. Just that one. Okay. So Fabled Ritsugi. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one non-tune or fabled monster you control. Okay. I have these two, so we could pendulum summon. This deck is not going to do much, though. It'd probably just be better for us to use the rental decks. For sure. Sea Guide. Yeah, because most of these cards I have are just bits and pieces of archetypes. Oh. If we had more synchro fiend monsters, we would have more fun with this. Let's see. Oops, not so. One pack, one free pull. Ultimate traditional art. Okay, are these fiends? No, they're worms. Okay. We need to find one that has synchro fiends. I only have 600 recommended. I only have 600 gems. Might as well take the free fold. Oh, it's just free stuff? Oh, it is. Okay. Thank you. I didn't know that. Thank you, Acrox Shadow. Thank you. Oh, a sheep. What is that? It's fancy looking. Worms. Alright, I'll have to read these later. Okay. One free pack. At least 1,000 to get 10 packs with the guaranteed SR or higher card. Alright. Thank you. That's a good idea. Okay. Shaddolls. Clock. Okay. Okay. But let's see. Yeah, I think I just need to go to bed. I intended to end earlier, but I got distracted. I am exhausted. You do just fine with the loaner decks? Okay. I just wanted to see if I could build my own, but I can't. I have a bunch of resonators. That's like pretty much all my fiends are resonators. Oh, and other bits and pieces of archetypes. We'll play. We might play Yu-Gi-Oh again on Monday. Instead of Mass Effect, which is fine with me. But I am exhausted, and let's find someone to raid. Oh, Sarah's still alive. Is she ending? I don't think so. Alright, we're gonna go raid Sarah. She's playing Story of Seasons of Wonderful Life. We'll go rate them. All right. Yeah. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow for some ASMR, and then we'll play Yu-Gi-Oh again on Monday. Thank you for the advice, Crocs. Thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely evening, night, morning, whatever time it is for you. Thank you guys. I love you all. Thank you for the follow, Caboose. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna go to bed. My head hurts. Yeah. Bye, guys. Be nice to Sarah. She's great. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.